everybody. How's everybody doing? Can I get a thumbs up that you can hear me? First of all, that would be awesome. Looks like I got the right mic selected. If you're new here, hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Rob. Good afternoon, Mustang. Couple of thumbs up. I assume that means you can hear me. I hope so. I can hear you. Thanks, Men's Dating Hub. That's awesome. Thanks, Sophia. Thanks, Weezer. Remember to smash the like button. Absolutely. If you like the content that I deliver here, don't hit the like button if you don't like what you're hearing from me. So how's everybody doing today? Today's Tuesday. It's 2 o'clock here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Where are you watching from? I'm always interested to hear that. We've got 25 of you in here so far. That's awesome. Let's see, what do I got going on here? Okay, yeah. So, yes, a couple things. I've got some notes written down. So, yeah, it's been a couple of very busy days. Not just a couple, the last week or so. I see we've got SFO, which I believe is San Francisco, the Netherlands, Philippines, Poland, London, UK. UK, yes, we can hear. Awesome. Dan says, great show yesterday. Thank you, Dan. So if anybody saw you, if you saw yesterday, let me know what you thought. So I had Old Mike, which is how he likes to be referred, from Old Me Living Better YouTube channel. And we had a chat for about an hour and 20 minutes. And it was a lot of fun. We had a chat online like this. And it was a lot of fun. I think those who tuned in enjoyed that. And if you missed it, it's on the replay. So you can find it on my channel and watch it again or watch it for the first time. So I'm going to try something a little bit different today. We'll see how it goes. I might not even end up doing it at all. But as you probably know, I have been going through the chat pretty much the entire time that I go live on Tuesdays, and I go every single message and I display every one. And it takes a long time. I mean, I have a lot of fun doing it, but I feel like my live streams have been running pretty long and a lot of fluff in there, a lot of, maybe not so valuable information, just kind of chatting, which is fine. There's that's great to do sometimes. But I'm going to try to be a little more compact, get a little more information out to you guys. I will take questions, obviously, not obviously, but I do want to take questions and answer them for you. So if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. It would help if you put a Q or QQQ and a colon and then your question. That way I'll be able to see it a little better. Ecamm Live is the software that I use to go live. It has a feature where I can star or basically favorite comments. And then I can go up to the favorites tab and click that, and it'll display only the favorites. Okay, so I'm going to try to get better at that, at going through that and just starring what is, a question or something I want to address, a comment or whatever. And then, so in other words, I won't be maybe putting up all of the hello, how you doing, and maybe chats amongst yourselves on the screen at all times. So we'll see how that goes. I've been talking to some people. Actually, I talked to my son about it, and he says, yeah, Dad, you tend to be way behind on the comments. So, and that's because I'm trying to address every single one of them. So I'm going to try to do that. So we'll see how it goes, because this will be fairly new to me. Sophia says, you were both great, Rob. Old Mike rocks. Yes, he does. Denmark is watching Men's Dating Hub. That's a great idea. I personally appreciate that. No problem. We'll see. Again, I am no expert at this. I mean, I've been doing it a while, these live streams. Coming up on a year where I've done it every single week. So you'd think I'd learn a thing or two by doing all of this. Costa Rica in the house. Welcome. Mustang says, looking forward to hearing about the channel reviews and how that works. Coming to you from Newfoundland. Awesome. Very good. Dallas, Texas. How to do a video loop on shorts. Great question, actually. So why don't I, if I go, so again, this is going to be a little bit rough around the edges. I'll star that one, so I'll come back to that. And if I just look quickly at the chats, oh, it's 1 p.m. in Pennsylvania. Yep, actually, yeah, you're an hour behind me. You're Eastern time. I'm in Atlantic time. So the maritime provinces of Canada have their own unique, actually, I shouldn't say that because there are places in South America that share our time zone. But yeah, we're Atlantic time, which is an hour east of like New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Toronto, Montreal. So yeah, there you go. So if you've noticed, I've got some overlays back on my screen. And real quick, I will show you, because some of you often ask me, how do you do those overlays? You know how you can kind of see how like you can see halfway, like it's semi-opaque, the black border there, and I've got some text. Jason, I'm sick, but I'm here. No problem, Jason. Thank you for stopping in, but get well soon. So yeah, let me just show you real quick this screen. This is Canva. So I talk about Canva a lot. I love Canva. I use it for all my thumbnails, for all my graphics, any images or logos I want to put in my videos. I use Canva. So this is how I did today's overlay. This is basically a big white box. It's not a white box, actually. It's nothing. It's see-through. That is the background you start with. And then I put things like I put this lower banner across the bottom, Creators Cove, and then the text all here. And then I can copy and paste this and change the text for like future live streams. And then when I export this, what you do is you go Share, Download, and you see this little button here, Transparent. Okay, well, first of all, I don't want to download all the pages. So I always, because I have several, if I back up here, I've got several overlays. These are all the ones I've used in the past. Each one of those is a page. Okay, so when you go to download one, you click download, you deselect all the pages, and you only select the most recent. Right here, you click done, and then what you have to do is click right here, transparent background. That will make all this white here see-through, okay? And that is only an option with the paid version of Canva. So that's one of the two main reasons I have the paid version. Transparent backgrounds, which I love, and the ability to remove the background. What are you doing, Peanut? Why don't you lie down? So yeah, so that's, and then you download that, and now let me switch back here. And this is what you get when I put the overlay in Ecamm Live. This is what it looks like. And then this little orange or yellow rectangle, what that is just something that I can kind of display or not, and I can move it around. If I hold Shift and click and move it, I can drag it wherever I want. Okay, a little bit about how I got this set up and live streaming. If anybody wants to know any more about live streaming, let me know. I've never done a video on how to live stream, but I think I'm probably long overdue to making a video like that. Okay, so let's get into today's topics. The intro, I kind of already, this has been the introduction, but I've got some things written down. I want to talk today about some new things I've got available. Somebody already mentioned the channel reviews. I want to talk about the direction of this channel. And I want to talk about the latest video that I came out with last week and how I edited it. I'm going to show you how I edited that. Hint, there wasn't much to editing that video. Probably did it in 10 minutes. But first, I want to talk about free stuff. All right, so this is a chance for me to just quickly look at the stats, or not the stats, the chat, just to make sure I'm not missing any questions. A great idea using the overlays. Yes, it's really handy, and you can map overlays to the Stream Deck. If you have a Stream Deck, you can map it to a button. So I can turn the rectangle off by pressing a button on the Stream Deck. I can turn the overlay off like that by pressing a button, press it again, it comes back. Really handy. Let's bring that rectangle back, the highlighter. Yeah, so are those, question, Len says, are those Canva features also available in Camtasia? Well, Camtasia and Canva are different. I use Camtasia and I use Canva. Yes, Camtasia has the ability to remove a color, is what you can do to images. So now that wouldn't work in this case where I have, if you notice over here, the semi-black, so basically it's a black rectangle that I made 50% opaque or 50% transparent, okay? And then I exported it by, in transparent mode. What you do in Camtasia, to any image, you can select a color and have that color removed. So if I exported this image with the free version of Canva and it had the white box around like where I am right now, then it would remove white, but it would not remove the gray. So you wouldn't be able to get this effect here, okay? But if it's a solid color you want to remove, you can do that with Camtasia. And also Camtasia removes backgrounds from a person. Like if you're making a video of yourself, it will remove the background of a video, okay? Not just background of an image, which is what I do in Canva. So two totally different things, and I use them both. So I hope that helps. Let's see. I will just star that one and then move on. So I might have to oh no, she's all right. Okay. Peanut's just running around behind me. She's a little amped up, I guess. She's had too many energy drinks like me. So free stuff. Let's talk about free stuff. So first of all, okay, I'm going to remove this comment. First of all, I have to apologize for, I do not have the new mini course and channel reviews available at this moment. I hope to have it done by the end of today. But as of right now, I can show them to you. But you can't buy it yet, okay? But before we get to that, free stuff. So this is just a reminder. This is nothing new if you've been here before. Creators Cove is a free community for over 40 beginner YouTubers who want some help and want to chat with other people who want help doing the same. You can join Creators Cove for free. There's a link in the description below in my live stream description. Free thing number 2 is, and I'll show it to you. First of all, let's go here. So there's Creators Cove. Okay, this is what it looks like when you log in. There's a bunch of different chat rooms over here. Let me just put that, did I press the right button? Yeah, a bunch of chat rooms here. And then you can ask questions, get responses, and so on, like them, heart them, and all that stuff. So that's Creators Cove. Another free thing you can get is a YouTube stats tracker, which is something I created. All it is a spreadsheet that I made in Google Sheets, but you can download it for Excel if you want. This is what mine looks like. Okay, here, Peanut, why don't you go right in there? And it allows you to track your stats. All right, so you can download that, and I've included instructions on how to use that. Also, link to that in the description below. And the third thing, which I will show you, is, okay, well, here's what it looks like in the description of all my videos. You can download, here are the links that you can use to download these things. The last thing is this one right here. This is the over 40 YouTube success checklist or success guide. Okay, so this just kind of goes through all the things that I go through when I make my videos, specifically my sit and talk videos behind me in the chair behind me. This is the process I go through, and I take you through the editing, organizing, all the stuff, uploading, using your camera, all the stuff. Okay, so there you go. For those who are new here and didn't know, those are some things that you can get for free that I'm offering, and you can just click whatever link you want below. Click them all if you want, that's fine. And just so you're aware, I do not have like a newsletter that goes out automatically. That's typically the way these things work when you download something for free. you would put your name and your email address in first, and that's basically what you do in exchange for the free thing that you're downloading. But I hate getting spam myself, right? So I'm very aware of that, and I try my hardest not to spam people. It's only when I have something that I think is of value that I will send you a message. So some people have downloaded these things like weeks ago and haven't received anything from me other than the download, okay? But I will say that as soon as this Camera Confidence 101 course is available and the channel reviews, I'm sending out an email. All right, so if you want to make sure you get notified when that is available, probably tonight or tomorrow morning, just download one of those free things. Or if you have already, you'll be notified. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the free stuff. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And I will get to them at some point. I am putting a star by questions as they come in so that I don't miss any. And I've got 3 starred already, or favorited. So there you go. Next is the direction of this channel. I have to move my highlighter, right? Like this, channel direction. All right. I put out a post, a community post, a few days ago, 2 days ago, asking for your opinion. Anybody who saw that, it was basically a poll because I've been considering, even though I typically tell people not to start 2 channels, but to focus on one, okay? Because 2 channels is harder than 1 to grow, right? So having said that, I have been considering starting a second channel, and the reason is, how do I put this? I feel like I have 2 different groups of people in my audience. I've got the people who like the how-to videos, like how to edit, how to upload to YouTube, how to create a YouTube channel, how to create chapters, all these things. And then I also have videos where I'm probably not doing a how-to and showing my screen and all that stuff, but I'm maybe out on the trail walking and just chatting with you, or sitting in the chair behind me and chatting and sharing my thoughts, my opinion, my maybe trying to inspire or motivate you, things like that. So those are kind of the 2 different types of videos I've been making. And yes, there's a lot of overlap. And in fact, everybody who voted and commented on that post, I believe are probably the ones who would like both types of content, is my feeling. I could be wrong. But even though there's overlap, and maybe a lot of overlap, there are people who are here only for the how-tos and people who are here only for the inspirational, motivational chats, okay? And so what I'm thinking is, when I come out with a new video, let's say it's a how-to video. Well, there's a sector of my audience who's not interested in that. All right, they're not going to click it, and therefore the click-through rate might be lower than it otherwise would be. Same thing on the other side. If I release an inspirational video, then all the people who are just here for the how-to stuff, they're not going to be interested in that. So click-through rate might suffer. So that's where my head's at. I'm wondering, well, should I maybe separate, or not so much separate, because I still want the motivational stuff to exist on this main channel, but I was wondering if I should create another channel that does more of that, more of the inspirational, more of the, life lesson type stuff. And I just wanted to know what you guys thought of it. So, but having said all that, and feel like, feel free to comment here in the chat, and I'll look at it live. I see here I voted for 2 channels only because it lets them niche differently, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. I like both types of videos. Try it here, and if it flops, you have the data to steer you. Yep, that's all good points. But yeah, so having said all that, and thank you for those of you who commented and chipped in and told me what you thought. A lot of great ideas. A recurring great idea is for me to use playlists better. which I could be doing for sure. There's that, and I've been using them for like the video podcasts. I've been using playlists for that, and I did use them for Camtasia videos as well, but I haven't really used them since. So that's a great idea. But I'll let you know that as of right now, I don't plan on starting a second channel. I reserve the right to in the future, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of refocus on getting back to publishing 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I've kind of gone to, when I added the second live stream every week, and I've been live streaming Mondays and Tuesdays, the 3 videos a week thing kind of fell down a little bit, and it's been 1 to 2. Lately, it's just been 1. So I think I want to get back to 3 videos a week and just 1 live stream a week. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm going, where I'm headed right now, and we'll try that for a few weeks and see how it goes. Addressing the live streams though, so this Tuesday live stream that I do, sometimes these have gone on for 2, 3, even 3.5 to 4 hours. That's too long. It's too long for me. It's too long for you. And again, especially if a lot of it is just me going through the chat and saying hi to everybody, which I'd love to do, but maybe I do that on a different time, and I try to make these live chats a little more focused, a little more information, me providing you with some information and answering your questions. The ones I've been doing on Mondays, the live stream, the special guest live streams, which have been a blast. I've done, I think, is it 6 now or 7? Actually, that reminds me, the one I did yesterday with old Mike, I haven't uploaded that to Spotify yet. So that's, anyways, I'll do that today. What I think I'm going to do with those is maybe not do them every week. Okay, maybe every so often, maybe every 2 to 3, maybe even every 4 weeks. Okay, they're a lot of fun, and I think they bring a lot of value to you guys as well. It gives you the chance to ask them questions as well. But I don't think we need to do that every week. And it's just, it's what do I want to say? Well, there's only so many hours in a week for me, and I find like things are busy. And if I want to do what I want to do, posting 3 videos a week, which I think is the answer to, getting back to what this channel is all about, and keeping the live streams to once a week, I think that's probably the best way forward. We'll try that for a little while, see how it goes, but then again, I may revisit that second channel, because in my mind, I'm feeling like for this second channel idea, and let me know your thoughts on this. What I'm thinking is I would still do the longer motivational type videos on this main channel. I'd still do those every once in a while. Maybe not quite as much as I do them now, but for those who really like those and maybe want more of that, then the second channel in my mind was going to be more of those, but perhaps a little shorter and perhaps more of them. Like maybe even every second day. I was thinking even daily, like a daily 4 to 5 minute, here are my thoughts on this or on that. And you know what I mean? And it's because like when I'm out there walking on the trail, like yesterday I went out on the trail and I was walking, and I was, that's my thinking time. That's when I think about what videos should I do next? What should my intro be like? Like I go through these things in my head, and I usually come away with a whole bunch of ideas. And I think I have a list of like 50 ideas for videos right now, but I don't have, so when it comes time to making a video, if I only have time to make 1 in a week, I have to make a decision. Is this going to be an inspirational type video, or is it time for a how-to video? So I almost feel like I have more content I could be sharing, but sharing more on this channel might be overload. And that's why maybe splitting and starting another channel with just that type of stuff. And I'm thinking of things like it could be like Rob Talks or Rob and Peanut Chat or something like that. That's kind of what I was thinking with the second channel. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. I've said enough about that. Yeah, that is the direction I am thinking of taking this channel. So that's what I'm going to do for now. not start a second channel. But anyways, let me know what you think. Let me take a quick look at the chats here. Jason says you could use playlists for different material. Yeah, Sophia has a question. I will star that. I'll get back to that, Sophia. That's a good question. I don't know how to make so many videos. I struggle to make one a week. Let me answer that right now, because same here a year ago. Okay, and quite honestly, it's late February of last year is when I really started. That's when I had a renewed focus. Okay, 3 videos a week, 1 live stream a week, every week. And from late February until now, that's what I've been doing. Except the last few weeks, maybe not 3 videos a week, maybe 1 to 2. And by doing that, by basically forcing myself to do that, and I had a system in place for those 3 videos. All those videos were all how-to videos, and I had systems in place that allowed me to make them quickly. I could make 3 in 1 day. I got to the, that's how good I got at making those. So if you have a system in place, and if how-to videos aren't the type of video you want to make, maybe it's more sit down and have a chat type videos. Well, my best advice for videos like that is to have an area set up and ready to go, so that all you have to do is sit down and press record and go and record. And then as soon as you're done, instead of jumping right into the editing and getting the card out of your camera, putting it in your computer, whatever, maybe you've got another idea. Press record again, go again. Like you can record, if you have several ideas, do several in a row and then edit them all in a row. So that's batch editing, batch recording, batch editing, batch uploading, and schedule them out. That's something you can do. So, but having said that, like when I first started, 3 a week, that was a lot of work. But then after several weeks of doing that, I got better and better at that, to a point where I would have several scheduled out. And the one I was working on at any given day was actually for a week and a half away, because I already had 3 uploaded and scheduled. Okay, so that's all I can suggest. Just once you start doing it, it'll get faster. Especially if you get systems in place that allow you to do certain things the same way every time. Okay, so that I hope that helps. Rob the Maritimer Motivator could be the second channel name. Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking of that because I had chats with ChatGPT about this. I said, like, hey, I'm thinking of starting a second channel, and here are the reasons why. And it would give me pros and cons. And then I said, like, one thing is, what would I call it? Because people here know me as Rob the Maritimer now. Like, so should that name be in the other channel as well? Or is that too confusing? And then, I don't know, we together, me and AI, kind of came up with, several. So Rob's Talks, Rob and Peanut chatting, kind of stuff like that. So Peanut's perspective, that's something I've talked about in the past before, but that was going to be just my voiceover and me showing pictures of the cat. But I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that. That sounded like a better idea when I first came up with it than it does to me now, but who knows? It's good to have a bunch of ideas to kind of fall back on. So there you go. Let me move on to the mini course. And again, if anybody has any comments or whatever, you can either go to the community post that I put in my YouTube channel and vote and comment there, or right here, you can leave your comments here. That'd be fine too. So the new mini course. I have a new mini course. It's ready. The course is ready to go. It's going to be $19, so not very expensive. It's about an hour and a half worth of content, 7 videos. The price is going to be $27. I mean, this is a whole marketing thing you have to do. If you want to be successful online, you got to do some of this marketing. But that is my intention. Mini courses, when I make them, will be priced at $27, but anytime I come out with another one, there will be a deal where you can get it at an introductory price, and I'll bundle it with other things. That's kind of my business plan going forward. So yeah, I just can't sell it to you yet because I don't have everything finished with the setup in Kajabi. But I can show it to you just kind of briefly. If you bear with me here, let me share my screen. And where am I going here? There? No. Here? No. That was the stats. Let me find it, first of all. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Products, courses. Community, actually, no, I have to go to the community, and then I will go back to the library. Okay, so let me show you this page. Here you go. So my library. So yeah, I'm the administrator, so everything that I have is set up in here. I have access to all of it. Camera Confidence Mini Course 101. 5-lesson mini course designed to help newcomers to YouTube get over the fear of talking to a camera. You'll learn how to speak more confidently, more clearly, and be more engaging with your audience. If I click on view here, that'll take me into the course. I got to change the color of that button. That's not very good. But there it is. So we got 7 videos, 5 lessons. Inside each of those lessons, so each video is between 15 and 25 minutes long. And I have exercises at the end of each of those lessons. So there are 5 exercises for you to do. Most of them, you can do the exercises relatively quickly, kind of like within the hour, or within half an hour or whatever of watching the video. One of them, though, and I think it's lesson 4, is a week-long exercise. Doesn't mean you can't go right on to lesson 5 if you don't, you can start your lesson 4 exercise and then move on to lesson 5 and then do day 2 of the lesson 4 exercise the next day, and so on and so on. Really up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, so the whole thing is designed to help you get better on camera. Okay, so I think it's really helpful. And I tried to price it so that, it's very affordable. But I mean, the bottom line is here with what I'm doing, this is a business for me. And right now, the whole Rob the Maritimer thing isn't quite a full-time income. So there are some other things I have to do in order to be able to continue doing this. So this is one of the things. Selling mini courses, I think that's the better way to go than selling, giant coaching programs that cost thousands of dollars, and that to me is, I don't know, it's just not, it's a big expense, and it's a big expense for both of us, actually. So instead of doing something like that, I'm going to go with mini courses. And then if people want extra help, that's where channel reviews will come in, and also one-on-one coaching, which I already offer, and you can sign up for that at any time if you want. Let me talk a little bit about the channel reviews. I don't have that set up in Kajabi because that's kind of a separate thing. What that is, and I'm thinking mostly for people who maybe don't want to do a one-on-one Zoom call, and maybe that's just a little bit out of their budget, and they want more of a one-way type of thing. So there's going to be a form that you fill out and tell me all about what you think you want to do. So do you have a niche? Do you have a channel name? Do you have a channel set up? Actually, yeah, to do a channel review, you have to have a channel set up. So I'll say that right off the bat. If you don't even have a channel set up yet, then there's really nothing for me to review. So that service wouldn't apply to you. But if you have a channel set up, even if you only have 1, 2, 3, 5 videos in it, even if you have 50 videos in it, and maybe you're not growing the way you'd like to, that's when this might be helpful. If you don't want to do the one-on-one coaching, this is another option. And you can fill out this form, tell me what you think you want to do, how often you can post, what you think your niche is, what you're good at, and all these things. And then submit that to me with your channel URL so I can go take a look at your channel, and then I'll go through it. I'll look at some of your videos, and then I will look at your thumbnails. I'll give you my honest take on what I think you're doing, and also what I think you could be doing better. Like what's working, what I think is probably good, and what I think needs some work, some things that perhaps you can change to get better results. Give you a list of suggestions. So the deliverables, the things that I will give you if you get one of these channel reviews, is two things. One is a written report. Basically, it's going to be a written report, like I just said, describing what I think you're doing well, what I think needs work, and giving you some actionable steps that I think you should take and how you should proceed going forward. So that's kind of the main thing. And then the second thing I'm going to give you is a personalized video. So I'm going to make a video of me going through your channel and talking through it. So like sometimes a written report, with just text and maybe some images, doesn't convey exactly what I'm intending to tell you, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's better to hear it and see somebody actually explain it to you. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm also going to give you like a video. I'm thinking it'll be 10 to 15 minutes long, and it'll be probably a mix of me talking like this, and then a mix of this type of video where I'm in the corner kind of walking through your channel like this and talking to you. And here's, click here, you go to your channel, here's the channel. This is what I think of these videos. If I go click on videos, we can sort from popular, oldest, latest, and I'll tell you what I think of the thumbnails, what are good ones, what aren't, and things like that. So that is my intention with the channel reviews. It's something new. It's not something I've done before. I mean, I have done it before in one-on-one coaching calls, not provided a finished video at the end, but it's something it's another way I think I can add value to those who might want that. So if you have any questions about that, any suggestions for other things that perhaps I should be including in that you'd like to see, let me know. You can let me know in the chat here, and that would be fantastic. So look for that. So back to this. Where can I can probably show you. No, I don't have that set up enough yet. No. Okay, wow. I'm just looking at my email. I see a lot of you have downloaded the success checklist and the tracker, the stats tracker. Thank you very much. I hope they help. I get an email notification every time somebody downloads something like that. So once that gets up to thousands a day, I'll probably turn those notifications off. But for now, I get them. So that's awesome. So when this is available, so either tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever it's ready, whenever I have the offer set up, the way this is going to go down is I'm going to offer the mini course for $19, as I said. Option 2 will be mini course plus the channel review service. Okay, and that's going to be, I'm thinking the channel review service by itself would be $150, but if you get it with this mini course, I was going to sell it for $95. So 95 plus 19, that's what option 2 would be, and you get both. And then option 3 is, if you get both of those, I'm going to give you the option to get that starter course, if you don't already have it, for $49 instead of the $150, which it's going up to now that I have another course available. So that's how I see the pricing in my head. And then whenever I come out with another mini course, I've already got one in the works for February, I would have to revise all of that. And so that's the plan going forward. Let me know what you think. A question here. When you mentioned dollars, is it Canadian? No, it is not, unfortunately. I know I'm in Canada, and some of you may be as well, but the majority of the people who watch my videos are in the United States, and those who aren't in the United States know what the United States dollar is. But so that's why I go with US dollars. So it's all US dollars. It will be converted automatically for you if you're in Canada, or if you're in the UK, pounds, or Europe, euros, whatever. It'll get converted automatically for you. So I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense. I'll answer this right away. Random question. Do you consider what you wear in your videos? Sometimes I do. Actually, yeah, sometimes I do. Especially if I'm doing like a video podcast, I'll look at what t-shirt or whatever I was wearing the week before and try not to make sure I wear that the next one, right? I sometimes try to do that. I have a different shirt on today than I did yesterday. I think I had this sweater on though too, but this is a sweater. I can wear that every day. It's a nice sweater too. It's comfortable, and it's getting cool around here. Okay, so I'm just taking a look at, I'm just starring some questions here, and I will get back to those. But moving right along, how are we doing for time? 40 minutes. All right. So what do you think? Is this better the way we're doing this? I'm not spending lots of time going through the chats. I'm just kind of getting through what I wanted to talk about, and we'll do the chat thing later, and I'll get to the questions that I have been putting a star beside. When I see a question, I put a star beside it. But yeah, I should have moved that down there, but I already talked about new channel reviews. I'm going to move this down to latest video content, but before I do that, I am going to go and click on some of these questions. So let me just address some of these now, because I don't want you to wait too long. You asked these over half an hour ago. But Box Office from Dallas, Texas says, I'm new. How to do a video loop on shorts. So there's nothing you have to do. So I haven't done one in a while, but the way shorts work is if you make a 30-second short and you upload that to YouTube, first of all, if you make a video that's vertical, right, and it's less than 3 minutes long and you upload it to YouTube, YouTube will automatically call that a short, okay? So make a vertical video, say it's 30 seconds, upload it to YouTube. Then when people watch it, when they watch it all the way through, it loops on its own. It will loop by itself. There's nothing you have to do to tell it to loop. That's what happens. And that's, I believe, the same with YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, all of those. I haven't done a lot of them, and I haven't done shorts in a few months. So I don't think that's changed, but that was the case when I did it back in, I think, September was the last time I did those. So I hope that helped. Another question here from Chris Loves Stamps. Hi, Rob. What is your opinion on the thumbnail testing feature? I do not see any difference in views. Good question. So what Chris is talking about is when you upload a video to YouTube, you also upload a thumbnail, but you can choose to upload more than one. You can do a test. Upload 2 videos, and then what YouTube will do is they will use them both. And I don't know if it's every second, like 50-50, right? They'll show half of your impressions with one thumbnail and the other half of your impressions with the other thumbnail. And it tracks how well they do, I believe, based on watch time. So not so much on the click-through rate, but on watch time, how many minutes or hours your videos are being watched. And then you can choose to end the test whenever you want and say, like if you see one is getting 45% of the views and one's getting 55% of the views, and you see that after a day or two, you can just click, okay, from now on, use the 55% one. It's obviously better. Or you can just let it go. And I think if you just let it go, it goes for maybe 12 days, I want to say. To answer your question, I've used it a couple times. Only once did I notice a huge difference in the watch time between thumbnails. But consider this, and actually, if you know who Brian G. Johnson is, he talks about this in his videos as well, because he uses the thumbnail testing feature quite a bit. I had him on live a few weeks ago, a month ago now, and he talked about this. And what he suggests you do is don't just make minor changes from one thumbnail to the next. Like if you leave the same text on both thumbnails and just change the background color, for instance, you're probably not going to see much of a difference, if any at all. What you want to try to do is vary the text that you put on there. Or if you don't have text, maybe you have a facial expression, like try different facial expressions, or try one with text and one with no text. And what Brian had mentioned was that typically, if you can use negative text on one and positive text on another, like maybe the positive text is how to get tons of views, and another, you make another thumbnail and it's like I get no views, or my thumbnails suck, or something like something negative. He has found that the negative ones tend to do better. Okay, but regardless of that, you want to really vary what you put on, the A thumbnail and the B thumbnail, and so you can see what is which is performing better. But to answer your question, no, I don't use them a lot. I probably should use them more than I do. But quite honestly, when I've done it, I haven't noticed a huge difference. But that said, I'll probably try it again. I'll probably try to do it more in the future. But anyways, I hope that helps, Chris. Another question here from Bold New Beginnings. What does one have to do to have their channel reviewed? Okay. So for the new service that I'm going to be offering, when it's ready, I will have a form that you can fill out. Okay, you can fill out that form, and that'll basically tell me all about your channel, and then we'll take it from there. And then I'll know what you're thinking, and maybe I can give you a different perspective that might help. And that form should also include, like, what problems are you having? How often can you upload? What roadblocks do you have? What is your roadblock? Is your roadblock editing a video, or is it recording? Is it talking to a camera? There's different people have problems with different parts of it. There's so many different skills you need to make videos for YouTube. But yep, that's what the process will be. There'll be a form ready again within a day or so. Sophia says, have you considered having Tim from the New Retired Me channel on? I don't know if I know Tim. No. But I will make a note of that. Thanks, Sophia. But no, I'm not familiar with him or his channel. Another question here. Hi, Rob. Advice, please. I do a lot of PowerPoint presentations for live shows. What if I made YouTube video with voiceover on these? Thoughts on reusing? I spend a lot of time on these. PowerPoint presentations. Absolutely, you could turn, if you do PowerPoint presentations, then absolutely, I think it's a great idea to turn them into videos. I would spend time on the intro. You may, like, if you've already got a presentation made, you may want to put a different intro on it, like just to make sure you have a good introduction, a good hook there, something that'll draw the person in, tell them what they're about to learn and whatnot. Or maybe you already do have a good hook. Absolutely. Then you can just use what you have. But yeah, sure. When you do like a slideshow with so let me just read this again. I do a lot of PowerPoint presentations for live shows. What if I made YouTube video with voiceover on these? Okay, so if you just do voiceover and slides, that's not a lot of visual eye candy, if that makes sense. You want some things to be moving on the screen. So I know with PowerPoint you can have things fly onto the screen at different times. Like if you have a slide that has 10 bullet points on it, don't just have that slide show up with all 10 bullet points already there. You want them to appear as you talk about them, okay? That's one thing I would do, make sure I would do, and have nice transitions between slides as well. And then, yeah, if you have several people you want to get that video out to, then you can absolutely put it on YouTube and share the YouTube link. I think that's a great idea. I will also say, though, and you can do it with voiceover. You don't have to show your face. Although, showing one's face, I do always say that people will be able to connect with you better. They'll be able to relate with you more if you do show your face, if you're actually in there. And you can have yourself, at the beginning, maybe you could give an introduction full screen, and then you go down to a little circle mask in the corner, like what I do sometimes. And then people see you talking and kind of going through it. So that's two things they can look at. They can look at you in the corner, but also what you're talking about, right? So, yeah, absolutely. Follow up, the lives are well received, but lives are short-lived. live streams. Not sure what you mean there, but maybe actually, I'm just looking at the starred comments right now, and I mentioned that I'm going to be looking at the live as well. I've got one more question here that I had starred, so let me just click on that. If possible, can you show where in YouTube Studio we can get the retrospective stats? I started properly in July, so want to start there. Sure. Okay, retrospect. So stats of going back in time, I guess. Sure. Let me go back to here and let me pull up YouTube Studio Analytics and show it to you guys. Here we go. So dashboard. So here's my YouTube Studio. If you want to go back and get stats, click on Analytics here. Okay. Here are all your stats, your views, your watch time, subscribers, revenue if you're monetized. Okay. If you want to see more, you can click on this, see more. It brings up all kinds of stuff you can do. But sorry, I jumped ahead there. Let me go back. Still, while you're here, if you just want this summary page, go up here in the top right corner and you can change your date. Okay, so click on this. You can go last 365 days if you want. So if I do that, you can see obviously where that video of mine went viral right here. And this shows views, watch time, subscribers, and so on. You can also come up here and look at any of these presets. So last 90 days if you want, or like last month, December, or you can just go custom. And then here you can, so when you go custom, the first date you click is the start and the second date you click is the end. So let's say I want to go back and I want to look at March 1st. And then the second click, let's look at the end of April. So March 1st to April 30th, that's 2 months. You click apply, there it is. So, and it says up here, custom, March 1st to April 30th, views, watch time, subscribers, and I made 10 bucks. I was just about to get monetized there. And then for that same period, you can see what videos were doing the best and how many views, average view duration. Well, that was a short right there, actually. So, yeah. And if you want to see more information, click on this See More. And then you can choose all kinds of stuff, right? You can look at impressions, estimated revenue, subscribers, watch time, views, and it ranks your videos. Actually, that wasn't a good month because I hadn't really started then. But even from here, you can change the date. Go to custom. Let's say I want to go from May 1st to July 31st. Apply. So May, June, July, that's 3 months. And now we've got some more data to work with, more videos, how many views and watch time, subscribers from those videos. And then if there's more data you want, click on this plus here. Like let's say I wanted to know what the RPM was. Click on this plus here. Look at all the different things you can add to your chart. Let's go RPM. If I add that, now that's shown right here in the same, geez, I just had a thought that I wasn't sharing the right screen with you guys. So yeah, so you can see RPM total, RPM per video, right? And it's all based on this date here. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I hope that helped. JKK, I hope that helps. Now, let me go back to the main comments and get back on track here. I'll just quickly see if there are other questions that came in. I think I answered that one. Yeah, U.S. dollars. Any courses or anything that I sell is U.S. dollars. Okay, answered that. This format is good. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. What about the multi-language audio feature? How does that work? That's automatic. And I noticed that around a month ago, I think, somebody asked me. They said, wow, you're talking in Spanish. How did you do that? I didn't do a thing. YouTube did that. So I just speak in English, upload my video, and now what YouTube is starting to do is they will transcribe my video in English. They will then translate that English transcription to other languages so that you can go to settings below the video and choose another language to see the captions in, or you can actually choose to listen to the video in other languages. YouTube is starting to use AI voices to speak in other languages. Doesn't sound like me. Someday it probably will. But for now, it's YouTube is using their own voices to AI to speak in other languages. So that's all automatic, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You can reach a whole bunch of new people. Like this new format. Awesome. Okay, good question. This is a good question. How often do you think it's best to do live streams on YouTube without falling into the streamer category? That's a good question. So my reasons for starting to live stream way back when I started was to get my watch hours up and to start, fostering a connection with my audience. If people can join me in a live stream, ask questions, I answer them, call them out by name, and, develop a relationship, then they're more apt to maybe want to come back and watch some more of my videos. It's all part of growing my little community here on YouTube. So that's kind of that, and it helps grow your watch hours big time if you start getting views. You've got to couple it with making videos as well. So to answer your question, you have to try new things. You have to test the waters, really, because, and I've said this before, YouTube, it's like a giant game that nobody has been given the instructions to. That makes sense? Nobody has the instructions on how this game is played, how it's played best. Okay? We're all figuring this out together. And some of us are at different stages of figuring things out. Some people are at 5 subscribers and they're just brand new and they don't know what they don't know even, and they're just starting out. So they can get help from somebody who has 500 subscribers who has learned a thing or two. And I know I'm quantifying the size of channels by saying how many subscribers they have. That's only because that's kind of the easiest way to do it, even though the number of subscribers you have really doesn't have a direct bearing on how successful a channel is or how much money a channel can make. It doesn't, but it's probably the easiest way to try to describe how large a channel is. So I'll keep doing it. Somebody who has 100,000 subscribers has learned more than somebody who has 500 subscribers. There's people with millions of subscribers, and they've learned even more, right? So you got to try new things, and what might work for one person may not work for person number 2, 3, or 4. So you also have to find out what works best for you. Having said all that, what I have learned so far is that once a week is good for me and for my channel. It's a good number. I don't see, by adding a second live stream in a week, I do not see an increase in the views of my videos by doing that. My live streams don't get anywhere near the number of views as my videos do. And that's how you earn money from YouTube, is based on mostly the number of views a video gets. So if your live streams don't get as many views, not going to earn as much money. Now, more ads can go in a live stream, but the reality is, if people are watching a live stream on the replay, on average, they may only watch 10 minutes of it, right? Of a 2-hour live stream, right? So they're not, so yeah, the RPM for live streams is a lot lower. But having said that, it is a good way to grow a channel by providing that as a service. So I like once a week. I think once a week is fine. Twice a week, it's a lot more work, and it takes you away from making videos, which is the real bread and butter. That is how you really grow a channel, is make videos that your audience wants to see. And you can figure out what they want to see. You can have them tell you what they want to see in the comments of your videos, or you can ask them in live streams like this, what else do you want to see me make? What else do you need to know? How can I help you? By making what kind of video? Let me know. I'll make the video, right? But streamer, if I think of a streamer, I think of somebody who streams several times a week. And I think gaming is what I think. Uh, um, but yeah. And also, I'm to the point where I'm not streaming now to get watch hours. I don't need watch hours now. I'm past the 4,000, and I'm getting anywhere from 300 to 500 watch hours per day at this point with just my videos. So I will, unless I go silent for like 4 years, I won't fall below the 4,000 watch hour threshold anytime at all. So I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to have another way for people to connect with me, and another way for them to tell me what they like to see from me, and a way that I can tell you guys what's up and what I'm doing, and yeah, so that's why I'm doing it now. Did anybody notice that I always laugh when I finish? I always do a little chuckle laugh when I finish a sentence. That's just me. Sorry. There it is again. Okay. Any other? So, yes, lives tend to get views, of course, or shortly thereafter, but within a few days, the live gets buried by more lives that come along. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. It's nice to have a catalog of your past live streams, and I do notice people do go back and they'll watch some of them. But, you know, I've got so many. Like, I've got one a week at least, like 2 a week some weeks, but on average, a little more than 1 a week for the last year. Well, this is live stream number 69 that I've ever done. And on average, they're 2 hours long. So that's a lot. 2 hours times 70, 140 hours of live stream content. You can't go through all that. You can watch it back at double the speed. Okay, good afternoon, Midwest. I was getting overwhelmed with stats. Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed with it. What's it mean? What does it mean that it went viral? So I had a video that went viral. That's a very subjective term. I know. It's like if somebody has millions of subscribers, then getting 1 million views in one video is not going viral for them. That's normal. But for me, I had like 2,800 subscribers at the time, and my videos were getting anywhere from 200 to 500 views within a couple of days of me posting these videos. And then all of a sudden, a video that I posted in early July started off with 500 views the first day, but then I think 5,000 the second day, and then 30,000 the third day, and it's now up over 400,000 views. So for me, that was viral. And I've had a couple others do very well, not that well, but I've got a couple approaching 100,000. Well, one's at like 80-some thousand, one's at 60-some thousand, I think, but growing very well. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say went viral. And thank you, JKK, for the super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You'll go ahead with your tracker now. Awesome. Good luck with it. Have fun. Sorry, I missed one. I have 2 live streams a week with an optional third one if the community hits a super chat goal. They do hit it most of the time. That's a neat idea. That's kind of cool. Have a little challenge in there. Yeah, and again, every channel is different, and everybody does YouTube for different reasons. For some, it makes sense to go live every single day. I considered it at one point. Why don't I go live every day for an hour and just be there in case people have questions? And that's fine if I don't have to also make videos. But yeah, for what I've learned with my channel does better if I'm giving it new content on a regular basis. So I can't be streaming every day. 60 Silver and Savvy, you have a unique style, and I don't mind the laugh at all. It's just you. Yeah, that's why I don't notice it until someone points it out to me. I don't mind it either. Just me, but thank you very much. Did you miss my question? Yeah, maybe I did. Let me go back. Oh, may I ask a question? Is chocolate a good name I pick for easy search? I guess it depends on what your channel is. Bottom line is, it depends on what your content is. Chocolate spelt with 2 X's like that? Personally, I find that difficult, and I'd probably spell it wrong. But also, most people are not going to find your videos by going to your channel first. Most people find videos first. And then if they like them, they might go subscribe to the channel, then they might go to the channel and click to see what else they might want to watch, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about the spelling of the channel name. It's whatever you think works best for you. Yeah, because people will find you 99% of the time. They'll find you because they watched one of your videos. A video of yours popped up in their search or in their browse, on their YouTube homepage, recommended, whatever. And you'll click on that video, you'll watch the video before you even look at what the channel name is. That's usually the way it works out. So I hope that helps. And sorry, I missed your question when you first asked it. I think I'm doing better at staying relatively current with the questions. Am I? Because I'm right here. I'm right, not waiting until the very end to answer them all. I still want to get into the latest video that I did. I'm going to talk. There's something I want to talk about the last video I did. It was I think it was Thursday that I put it out. And then I want to show you how I edited it. So I'll get to that very shortly. We're at 3:06 here. Something else I want to mention, I'll just click that off, about the channel direction that I failed to mention. When I mentioned that I'm going back to one live stream a week, and if I do a special guest live stream, it'll be that one a week. My intention is for that one live stream a week to not go over 90 minutes. Okay, I have done 2-hour, 3-hour, and in one case 4-hour live stream. And yes, the camera handled it just fine. But that's long. That's too long. That's too long for me, and it's too long for you guys. And I got comments on that, like wow, you're still live. Someone you will leave and come back, and wow, you're still live streaming. Holy cow! So yeah, I'm going to try to keep it to under 90 minutes, more than 60, under 90. So 1 hour to 1 hour and a half, and that should be plenty of time for me to answer whatever questions you guys have. Maybe not go through very detailed tutorials, right? But that's what my videos are for. Yeah, so that's my intention going forward. Just saw your live, Roberto. Sorry I'm late. No problem. Welcome. Better late than never. Making chocolate and XOXO, hugs and kisses. Oh, that's kind of cool. Chocolate quilts. Yeah, it requires a little bit of explanation because I didn't get it at first, but I like it. If you include maybe some kind of graphic at the beginning of every one of your videos that starts off with XOXO and it kind of moves up into your title name, your channel name, I think that might be kind of cool. Or maybe you say something in your video that kind of makes it clear that that's why it's spelt that way. I like that. Nice little play on words there. I love you too, Marwan. Thank you. Does YouTube Live allow for sharing screen and camera feed at the same time? Does YouTube Live allow for sharing screen and camera feed at the same time? Hello, and thank you for your question. I don't use YouTube Live alone, like by itself. What I do is I'm using a program called Ecamm Live on my MacBook. You can also use programs like StreamYard or Restream or OBS Studio. Any programs like that, they are the ones that kind of put everything together and then it connects to YouTube and it goes live. So to answer your question, yes, you can include your screen and your face like right here. If I click on this button here, there, I'm sharing my screen right here and also my face. But I created this scene in Ecamm Live. So that is a scene that I created. This is a scene that I created. This is an overlay that I added to the scene, right? So you can create these different scenes. This is... We don't have to listen to all that. Yeah, so, but you do that not in you. So if you just went live with just YouTube, I don't know if you can share your screen because I've never tried to do that. I would use another program that makes it a lot easier to put, different sources together and lay them out in a scene however you want. So again, like in that case there, I've made my screen full screen. It looks like it's only part of the screen, but that's only because I made my browser a little smaller. Okay, and then I have my camera source there. I could, if I had another camera plugged in, I could add that to this scene as well. Okay, so I hope that helps answer that question. 90 minutes is best. I think so. I think that's a good number. I agree, 90 minutes max. I usually come after 1 hour. Well, I don't think I would ever stream for less than an hour unless I had to leave abruptly for whatever reason. Good evening. How you doing? Hello, Rick. Good to see you here. I'm sorry if I repeated this question, but what is the best way to speech a text live voiceover, not sounding reading? We need more voiceover videos and lives. What is the best way to speech a text live voiceover? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but I think maybe what you're asking is, what's the best way to talk on camera and not sound like you're reading, maybe? If that's the case, it's hard. It's hard to look at a teleprompter and read and not have it look like you are reading. That's very hard to do. It takes a lot of practice. Oh no, you said like voiceover. Yeah, I still don't know what you mean. Yeah, even if you do voiceover, you can either read it from a script, because then if you're doing voiceover, you're not capturing your face. It's okay. You just have to get good at, enunciating words properly. Like instead of just reading, like I'll read your comment. I'm sorry if I repeated this question, but what is it about? So instead of just reading like that, you'd have to get good at almost like having a storytelling voice. Like, I'm sorry if I repeated this question, but what is the best way to speech a text live? Voiceover, blah, 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 blah. You know what? It just takes practice. That's really all I can say about that. So I hope that helps. And yes, TGM Forum Ecamm Live is a Mac-only software. Yes, it is. OBS Studio is for Mac or PC, and it's free, although it doesn't allow you to put comments on screen, like I've just put your comment here on the screen. There's a third-party software that helps with that, but I had trouble using that. StreamYard and Restream are other ways you can go live, and they are not Mac or PC because they're both browser-based. Okay, so that's another way you can do it. But when you do that, it's harder to combine multiple camera sources as well, because you would typically combine that on your computer, and that's just easier to do if the software is on your computer, like Ecamm or OBS would be. vMix is another one for PC, but that's a paid one. So some options. Distance is a good teleprompter. If the teleprompter is further away, it helps reduce the amount of eye movement. That's a great point. And I found that out. So the lens I'm using here is the f1.4 16 millimeter Sigma lens. And it's only, It's only about that far away from me when I'm here like this, less than 2 feet probably. And because of that, if I put a big teleprompter on it, you'd see me, do this and read, my eyes going back and forth. So, but it's a challenge for people like me who, I need reading glasses. I can hardly read I can't. I need my reading glasses to read my screens. I don't need them for distance or for driving, right? I can see long distances forever. But my 50-year-old eyes need these reading glasses to read. So if the lens is farther away, I would probably have to take my reading glasses off. Like if I had a 35 millimeter lens and it was, 10 feet away from me, I would have to take my glasses off because I'm looking farther away, and I'd have to have the text much bigger, so I would need a bigger teleprompter. So these are all things that you have to think about when I use just a little portable, when I do use it, which is rare, but I use this little teleprompter. It just slides onto my camera lens like that, and then you can see me through it, right? And then I set my phone up top here on this, and it hits the mirror and comes up to me, and I can read what's on my phone. So I would just put my cell phone here. So that's small. It's small enough. And I also make sure that I don't have the text really wide. I make the margins smaller So, and I make the text big, so I don't have to read right to the edge, and then so you won't see my eyes. So, things to consider for sure if you're using a teleprompter. Do you think focusing on audio quality is better than focusing on video editing? Yes and no. And I know I've said this before. Audio will be bad audio will be forgiven less often than bad video. People like good audio. What are you doing? But having said that, it's good to have good audio and good video. But the bottom line is, it's your content that is the most important thing. Sure, if your audio is terrible and there's lots of wind noise, or it sounds like you're, in a tunnel, people may leave. They may not want to listen to that. Whereas if your audio is good but the video is not great, people may be more apt to stick around. But again, the number one thing is whatever you're saying, your content, that has to be worth watching or listening to in order for them to stay in the first place. Okay, so hope that helped. Hello, Jeremy. How you doing? Was there a turning point for you when you realized that you were being natural, or more of you was showing, and did that correlate to your channel blowing up? You skipped me. I said, so maybe, did you ask that before? Maybe I missed it if you did. But anyway, so yeah, to answer your question, was there a turning point? Yes, there was a definite turning point. And I can show it to you. If we come back here, I'm going to click out of there. Let's look at the last year. No, let's look at the last, let's go to custom. Let's go, I'm going to start this in May. No, I'm going to start this March 1st. Sorry, March 1st, and let's just go to end of August, let's say, and I'll apply that. So here's what you're seeing. We'll go to views. So March 1st, actually that's really hard to see. March 1st is pretty much when I started. Actually, no, you can see here it was more May. Why does it not show? Because I did videos here too. Oh yeah, I started to show them here. Anyways, most of the videos I made up until the end of June were how-to videos on how to do video editing. Okay, and I had a very specific format that I followed to make all my videos, and I was posting 3 videos a week, and I would also do a live stream every week. And I did that, pretty religiously for months. And then after I did a live stream to announce the new Camtasia 2024 was out, and that was a very successful live stream, lots of people tuned into that. I then took I didn't take that much time off, but it might have been a week that I went without posting another video. And then when I finally posted another video, that video, I did it a little bit differently, because I started to think, okay, well, with Camtasia videos, what I just experienced was probably the best, it was like a peak that I reached with Camtasia. I was getting very good at making Camtasia videos. The Camtasia community was starting to come around more and more, and they liked my videos, and all was great. But I started to think, if I wanted to reach out to more people, how could I do that? And I started to think, who are my audience? Who are the people that are watching my videos? And it was typically people who were over 40 years old. So I ended up making a general video that wasn't a how-to video at all. It was me sitting in that chair back there, and talking to the camera. And one of the things that I have a problem with, had more of a problem with then than I do now, is sitting down and just talking to the camera and sounding natural. I spent a lot of time on scripts and trying to get things just right. And then when I tried to read it from a teleprompter, it never sounded good. And it took a long time to write out a script. So I made the decision to make a video where it was unscripted, and I just pressed record on the camera, and I sat down and just started to talk. Now, it took me many takes to get that video right. It took me many takes to get going to a point where I was almost unstoppable, if that makes sense. Like a lot of false starts is what they were. I didn't like the way I started, but I found once I got going, I just got more and more comfortable. And it's just doing things like trying to talk to the camera like it's a friend, trying to answer a question about YouTube and making videos as somebody who's over 40 years old, talking to somebody who maybe wants to do that, like wants to do what I'm doing. And I tried to put that in my mind, and I just talked to the camera. And once I did that, that video is the one that blew up and went viral. And so I started making more videos like that. Now, I haven't had another viral video like that, but I've had many other videos do much better than I had been doing because now I have a new audience, right? Before, I only had an audience made up of people who used Camtasia and wanted to learn more tips and tricks on how to use Camtasia to edit better videos. Now, all of a sudden, I went from, that one video took me from, I think I was at 3,800 subscribers the week before that video came out. And within a week, I added, I don't know what it was a lot. If I look at July, well, in a month, let's say, I went from 3,800 subscribers to 16,800 subscribers is what, and it's right here. It's this right here. So I was at 3,839 subscribers at the end of June, and I had done 10 videos and 4 live streams, 3,800. Then I only did 7 videos because on July 4th or 5th is when I did that video that went viral, and it brought in 30,000 watch hours, right? 341,000 views to the channel, 12,900 new subscribers, and there was the total. And then everything just leveled up from there. So I might be getting off track. I like talking about this because I think it's helpful to see the numbers sometimes, people who are trying to do the same thing. So sometimes I just kind of get lost in what I'm talking about and I have to look back at the question. So to answer your question, yes, that me deciding to be natural on camera is exactly when I saw a boost in my channel. Now, I don't know if that's the reason or if it's, I think that's a huge part of it though. Like my audience was not used to seeing me like that. They were used to me using a teleprompter for the intro and the ending. And I was speaking off the cuff during the tutorials. Excuse me. But yeah, no, that video was different. So the moral of the story is try something new. If you're stuck in a rut, try something new. What's the worst that can happen? It may not work. A video might flop. No biggie. Try something new again, right? In that case, so I had tried, that wasn't the first time I tried something new. But I mean, I probably tried new things every month or two. It just so happened that one worked. And then when something works, you double down on it and you start doing more of that because again, my audience changed. Now I have 20,000 subscribers or then, and most of them came to me through that video on how to start a YouTube channel if you're over 40 and what are some tips and tricks about that. Not at all about video editing. That's kind of secondary. It was more about the psychology of doing it. So now that was a majority of my audience, my subscribers who are going to get notified when I come out with another video. So I'm addressing them now. Okay, I don't want to forget the Camtasia people because so I still use Camtasia myself with all my videos to this point. But it becomes a little bit harder. Like you want to satisfy everybody, but you can't satisfy everybody with one specific video all the time. But anyways, I hope that helped, that little bit of a chat here. We're getting close to 90 minutes, so let me just go back to the questions, see if there are any more here. Do you find that you can get subscribers by live streaming? I was thinking of going on and showing myself editing a video in Lightroom in my style. That's a great idea. No, I don't typically notice a whole lot of new subscribers from my live streams. And actually, I can show you a little bit of data to back that up. If we come back here to my stats tracker that I use. Again, if you want a copy of this spreadsheet that I use, you can download it using the link in the description below. YouTube Stats Tracker, I called it. If I scroll over here, I also track my best video for any given month, its views, watch time, and subscribers, and the best live stream for any given month, views, watch time, and subscribers. And if you look, so January, this is a running total. Well, let's look at December, the last full month. My best video, how to create a YouTube channel, 24,000 views, 548 new subscribers from that video alone. My best live brought in 3 new subscribers. Okay. Oh, you can't see it because I'm in the way. There you go. Yeah, my best live stream, 1,000 views, 240 watch hours, 3 new subscribers. The month before, 5 new subscribers. This month so far, it was last week's live stream, 1 new subscriber. So compare that with the 500 new subscribers from that one video so far this month, right? There's a huge difference. Okay, even back here when I was getting 30 new subscribers in July from a live stream, that was my best month ever from a live stream. I got 9,000 from that viral video. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't do live streams for the sole purpose of getting new subscribers. At least that's what I've noticed, but it certainly can't hurt. And your idea of showing yourself editing a photo in Lightroom, that's a fantastic idea, because especially if you don't know what to talk about when you're starting out in a live stream, have something ready to do. And that's exactly what I did. You can actually go to my channel and go back to my first ever live stream, and I forget what I did, but it was probably showing how to do something in Camtasia, and I just came armed with something to do. And then if people dropped in and had any questions, they could ask me, and I would stop what I'm doing and answer the question and show them things. And yeah, that's a great idea. And when you're starting out, you absolutely could get subscribers from that. In fact, if I go back to this again, no, without me there, if I go back to my live streams, it looks like here, March 2022 is when I first did a live stream. And I did, how many that month? 3 live streams and 9 videos. And this is my best live stream. My best live stream brought in 2 subscribers, 17 watch hours, so that was kind of big. But yeah, my best video brought in 54 subscribers at the time. So, I brought in 5 here subscribers the next month from a live stream. So you can do it. You can do it. You just typically don't bring in as many as a video can bring in. Let me take a quick drink. I can already tell I'm going to go over 90 minutes today. Sorry about that. If those of you who wanted me to stop at 90, let me go. Let's just see if there's any quick questions, then I'll get to my latest video, because there is something I want to talk about with that video. Very quickly, what do I think about using AI like ChatGPT and script making? I think it's a great idea. Use ChatGPT as your assistant. Okay, don't rely on Don't rely on it solely. I use it to generate ideas, to generate bullet points sometimes. If I'm going to make a video and I want to talk about camera shyness, and I've got 3 things on my mind that I could talk about, I might go to ChatGPT and say, I really want to talk about 5 things. Here are the 3 that I've got. Can you give me 2 more suggestions? And then it'll give me 5 more suggestions. I'll pick 2, right? And so I think it's great for getting bullet points like that. I think it's great for help getting your title nailed down, help in your description. But anytime you have it write a script, read it through and make sure it sounds like the way you would say something. Okay, because it might make mistakes. So yeah, I'd be careful with that, with full-on script writing. But I hope that helps. Okay. Oh, what software are you using to pop this text into your live and videos? I am using Ecamm Live. It's only available for Mac, any Mac. Ecamm Live if you have a Mac. If you don't have a Mac, StreamYard does this. That's a browser base, so you can use that on any kind of computer. StreamYard, or I believe Restream does that as well. Any idea when the new Camtasia will come out? I do not know. Actually, I haven't looked at that lately, but I'll try to find out for you, David. Or Dan, sorry. I like the new format. Awesome. Doing 3 live sessions a week, around 3 hours every time. Gaming channel, by the way. Okay. 2 more subscribers in 1 week. Haha, I'm going to do some shorts from those live videos. That's a good idea. Absolutely. And gaming channels tend to, I mean, they can stream, then you're streaming, right? Then you're a streamer, not a live streamer. I don't know. That's the way I think about it anyways. But yeah, no, whatever you can do. I have to admit, the over 40 video was the first time seeing you. I'd say at least a good third of you, that's how you found me with that video last July. But I've had some videos do well since then too. So yeah, it's interesting to see how people have come in. I have an iPad. For Ecamm. I don't know if Ecamm works on an iPad or not. I'm not sure about that. It's available for Mac, but I don't like Mac OS. I don't know about iPad OS. I'd have to look into that. What are you doing, Peanut? Okay, so all right, let's get to this video. The video from last week. Let me bring it up. We'll go to my projects. And where is it? No, my projects, and that's not it, that's not it. Here we go. One person you need to talk to. Anybody watch that video? Did a little play on words. That's the video I made after I watched one from old Mike last Wednesday or Thursday. I watched his video and I thought, awesome, that's a great point. I'm making a video about this. And I told him, I reached out to him and I told him, and then I set up the live with him as a special guest on Monday. Kind of all happened together because, let's see here. Here, I can share it with you. But what I wanted to show you, here, I'll share my screen. So for those who don't know, this is Camtasia. Okay, but what am I doing? Is it frozen? I am trying to move this. Sorry, let me, give me a second here. Let me close that and try to open it again. While that's opening, what I wanted to say was, so yeah, there's one person you need to talk to if you want to be successful on YouTube. And it was a relatively short video, 7 minutes long. And in the end, I basically said the one person, instead of one specific person, you need to talk to one person. And I'm referring to talking to the camera as if it's one person. That's the person you need to talk to, like your camera, right? Talk to the camera like it's a person, like somebody you know. And that way, the person will become much more comfortable. They'll be perhaps more engaged. If you're looking, like I'm looking right at the lens right now. This is different because it's live. This is live, so you all of you who are watching me at the same time. When you upload a video to YouTube, that's not the case. Everybody is watching by themselves at different times, right? You don't get, if you have a video get 10,000 views, they don't all happen at the same time, unless you do a premiere or whatever. But for the most part, you upload a video, one person will come in, they're watching. They are listening to you one-on-one. Person 2 comes in, they're listening to you one-on-one, a little bit behind the first person, right? So it's all one-to-one conversations. And that's the way you should approach it, because then if you start addressing the camera like it's a person that you're having a conversation with, they will relate to you more. They will connect with you more. They'll be more apt to listen to what you have to say. They'll be more apt to want to stick around to see what else you're going to say. Right? So that was the whole point of the video. Yeah, I had fun making it. Mike had mentioned it, and then so I made the video on it as well. But what I wanted to, I feel like There's a part two there. I probably could have said this in this video, but I didn't, so it's too late. I can make another video with this part two, but I'll just tell you. The part two is not only does it help the person connect with you better, but it helps, and maybe I did talk about this in the video. I don't think I did though. It helps you as a creator to think that way because it makes you perhaps feel more at ease, right? Maybe take some of the stress, some of the anxiety away. If you can talk to the camera like it's somebody you know very well, a good friend, a close family member, and just picture that person, like Mike likes to say, someone just enters the room where you're at and they sit down at a table across from you and looks at you and maybe asks you a question. Now look at them back and answer that question, okay? And if you can think that way, if you can train yourself to think that way, that should help you feel more at ease, more comfortable, more confident. And I do talk about it in the new mini course that I've put together, Camera Confidence. Yeah, that should help you too. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about that. It's hard. When you first start, it is really hard. It takes practice. It really does. Another reason why I think my video did so well back in July when I sat down and did that is I made a lot of mistakes in that video. I tripped over my words. I forgot what I was going to say, and then I put a little bit of text on the screen that said, "This is awkward," right? And I think just little things like that to let people know that I might be struggling a little bit. It's almost like if an accident happens on the highway, people are going to look at it, right? It's almost like people might have been tuning in to watch an accident, to watch me screw up. Maybe, I don't know, but you're more relatable. If you make mistakes, like when you talk to somebody who's sitting across the table from you, somebody you know, do you talk perfectly every time? Or do you maybe have to repeat a word or two? Maybe you slurred two words together. Do you have to say it again? I do that all the time. And no, I'm not a drunk. I'm not an alcoholic. But sometimes I might sound like one. Yeah, so it's just you, right? If you mess up, it's you. So if you mess up on camera, who cares? In fact, it might help you. People will connect with you better because you're being more real. You're being more authentic. So try not to let those things bother you. But if you can think of the camera like it's one person, I think that'll go a long way to helping you. So having said that, did I press the wrong thing? Oh, no, I didn't. Here, let's bring this back here. We'll double click that. I'll make that smaller. So this is Camtasia. This is the video I'm talking about that I put out last week. And if we go back to the beginning, I'll just press play. Make sure you guys can hear this. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. My name is Rob. So yeah, so did you notice something else I talked about in that video? I said, hey there, which part of what I say in this video is stop saying, hey guys. I say that all the time. If you go back and look at my last 100 videos, I bet you 95 of them, I start by saying, hey guys, how you doing guys? Or whatever, something like that. In fact, I just realized I forgot to remind myself not to say that when I started this live stream. I wonder if I said that. I'm going to have to go back and check. I'm trying to consciously remember not to say that and just to address you in the singular as one person. Hi there, how you doing? It's really good to see you again. Or I'm glad you joined me today. Like something like that. So that's what I tried to do here at the beginning. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. My name is Rob. Okay, so there was that. The only other thing I wanted to show you is how little editing I did to this video. All right, I can scale this back here. If I then move this, I'm going to press Shift and click here and drag the. Oh no, didn't do that right. Put this back at the very beginning. Shift, click and drag. Okay, so the first 8 minutes now there's nothing. The only reason I did that is I want to see how much I trimmed off the beginning. And the way I can do that is I can highlight these and drag them back. Oh, it goes back further than I thought. Let's So these were all the outtakes in the beginning. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it did go a lot further back than I thought. Oh, Rob. Yeah, you spent a lot of time with this one. Oh, no, maybe not as much now that I zoomed out. Let's keep dragging. What, really? Okay. So, yeah, my point is these were all out. Look, there's me laying down with the cat. So I was trying to gather my thoughts, trying to figure out what to do. The point is these were all outtakes. Once I found, so if we go right to here, these were the last few false starts.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping. No.
Try again.
Hi there, thanks for stopping by. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I had to stop again.
Hey there, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. My name is Rob.
Okay, so there you go. I kept that one, and then I went into it. Okay, let me just Control Z to back up here, to reverse everything I just did. There we go. So once you chop off the beginning, then I just let it run through, except I did 1, 2, 3 edits is all I did. And it's important to get your introduction stated in the beginning fairly tightly. And that's why I tend to stumble a lot in the beginning. So you can see I cut out some things here. So here's an edit right here.
Hey there, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. My name is...
That was a cut right there. See how it kind of jumped? I could have put a little transition there, but I didn't.
Here. My name is Rob, and this is Peanut. And if this is your
here.
first time here, welcome. It's nice to meet you. If you're returning, then welcome back. There is one person you need to talk to.
Okay, so at that point, I feel like, okay, that's tight enough. I've gotten it down. I've said what this video is going to be about, or I got my introduction out of the way, and we're only 13 seconds in. At this point, I don't do any edits. If I just scroll out again, I mean, I added an image here. That was just a little part of the video of old Mike.
Old Mike is a friend of mine from Southern California.
Pop up on screen.
He has his own YouTube channel. He just started it this past summer, I believe, so several months ago.
Okay, there was that. And then no other edits. I just kept talking. Then I had another little graphic pop up here.
And you should check out that and check out Mike's channel. It's fantastic. He's a great guy. But back to the one...
I had one more edit there. I must have... I think I paused for a bit and wanted to think about what else to say, so I cut that out. And then that's it. Then I went right to the end. I think here I added... There we go. Yeah, because I messed up. I said you guys here.
You guys can call me out if I forget.
Okay, so I obviously forgot, so I pointed that out with some text. A little bit of humor maybe, but... and then at the end here... Oh yeah, I caught it this time. So the ending was...
And with that said, I hope to see you in another video. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys? No.
Whoops. Thank you. And I'll see you next time.
Okay. My whole point of showing you this video, I really wanted to show you how little editing was involved. All right? There was just, 1, 2, 3 cuts. I added graphics in 2 places, and then I added a little bit of text in 2 places. That was it. Sorry, you can't see the whole end there unless I do that. Okay. The only other thing I did, 2 other things. I processed the audio to make it sound a little bit better, and I use Adobe Audition to do that. And I actually show you exactly how I do that in the starter course. For those of you who have the starter course, there's a section on using Adobe Audition to process your voice. And then the other thing I did was I modified I color graded a little bit. I color corrected, no, color grading I guess is the right term. Did a little bit of color enhancements, okay, to the video, and I can show you the difference. So color adjustment here, if I were to turn it off, watch the image and see how it changes. Whoops, I didn't have, sorry, I did not have my playhead in the right place. Let's put the playhead over this clip that I have highlighted here. So that's what it looks like And if I take the color correction off, it looked like that. So a little more grayed out. That's what it looked like right out of my not my iPhone, my Sony camera. And then what I did was I added, actually removed a little bit of brightness, added some contrast, some saturation, and you can click and drag these however you want, right, to modify it. But I tend to, and then the brightness as well. But I've got it in my head. I use the same ones all the time. I go -6, 5, and 24. I've just gotten used to, that's the look I like, and so I always use those same numbers. Okay, so that's all I do. That's all I do. And I do that same color correction whether I use my Sony camera or my iPhone. Now, if I'm outside and it's a little bit of a grayer day, I may use a little bit more saturation to bring some more colors into it. But I don't get all that complicated with that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. Let me take one final look at the chat here to see if I missed anything. Yeah, so I can move that, the latest video editing right there. And actually I can turn off that rectangle because made it all the way through the table of contents. Sometimes a live just doesn't want to end. How true. Let's see. AI ChatGPT is good at analysis, text, and rewriting text, but it's not the best at bringing right information. And yes, you're right. Don't rely on it. That's right. Thanks, Lee, for stopping in again today. I would love to learn more ways to use an iPad for content creation, videos, live streaming, etc. Yeah, I don't think I'm the right one to tell you about using an iPad to make content creation because I have a really old iPad and I don't even use it. I do my editing on, it used to be on a PC and now on a MacBook. So can't really help with that. Maybe someday I can show how to do it on an iPhone because I do have, actually I upgraded my iPhone. I have the iPhone 16 Pro Max now, which has more storage, which is awesome. I don't have to delete stuff off my phone or get my videos off my phone as often as I used to have to. Working on the human factor. Yep. Very good. Hello, Rob. Calming and soothing. What is the software to use for tutorials that I can let you see what I am doing with my talking head in the video? What is the software to use for tutorials that I can let you see what I'm doing with my talking head in the video, just like you are doing? Okay, so when I make a tutorial video, what's that noise I'm hearing? Sounds like anyway, sorry. I use Camtasia to edit my videos. And when I make a tutorial video where I'm sharing my screen, I use Camtasia. You can use Camtasia to capture your screen, okay? And then you can use your camera to capture you. Camtasia is built in such a way that you should be able to capture your screen and yourself at the same time. I don't do that. My workflow, and there's more than one way to do this. My workflow is such that I will capture the screen and I will capture the video separately. I capture the video on my camera, on the SD card in my camera, or if I'm using my iPhone, I'll capture myself on my iPhone. Then I'll take that video and I'll put it into my computer along with the screen recording. And then I also capture my audio separately as well because it's on this mic up here and it goes through that Focusrite, and I do some audio processing in Audition. I put those three things in Camtasia. You can put them in whatever editing software you want. I use Camtasia, and then I edit them together. You put yourself as the top track. The audio track, it doesn't matter where you put it, but yourself has to be on the track above the screen recording so that, when you then put a circle mask around yourself and you shrink yourself down to a corner, you're still on top of the screen. Okay, and then you can do things like animate your circle from one side to the other or up and down and whatever you want to do. Animate out to the full size if you want. Meantime, the screen recordings, you can animate that in, like zoom in and pan across and whatever you want to show, right? And then add your highlights and all that stuff. So Camtasia is what I use to do all of that. Okay, let's see. You liked the video. Thank you. I'm glad you did. How about starting with your body text and leave the intro for the end? Would it make you more comfortable? I don't know what you mean by body text. Body text. Starting with your body text. Body text. I'm sorry. I might be getting a little tired. Maybe that my brain's not working very well, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. Leave the intro for the end. Would it make you more comfortable? Oh, you mean when you're recording yourself, I think is what you mean. Perhaps. I used to actually, when I made the how-to, when I was making all the how-to tutorials last spring, I would record the intro and the ending at the same time. And then I'd kind of split it and separate them, and then the body I'd put in the middle. I'd record the body of the tutorial separately from the intro and the ending, because also the intro and the ending did not need me to be capturing my screen, right? It was only capturing myself and my audio, whereas the body of the tutorial, I had to capture myself, my audio, and the screen. So that's why I did them separately, and then put them together in editing afterwards. Good to see you too, Quentin. Thanks for stopping in. I'm sure there are some creative ways to make use of the iPad. I just got a mini and love it. Absolutely, you can absolutely use the iPad. It's just that I don't have one that's good enough for me to use, I guess. So actually, I did make a video on how to draw on your iPad and have it show up in your video like I'm drawing right on my screen like this and have the text show up. I made a video on how to do that with an iPad. I'm going to say it was last May, maybe. If you want to kind of scroll back through my catalog, you'll see it. But yeah, you can absolutely, and the iPad has a camera too, so you can use, I know people use the camera on their iPad to film themselves. So absolutely you can use it. Oh my God, you are looking dead at me. Was I really looking right at you? That's the power of the camera lens. Yeah, that's the way you have to think. It takes practice, but once you get it, looking at the lens, you have to know where to look too. So one thing to be careful of is when you're using a phone, okay? When you're using a phone, if you use the selfie camera like this, right? If I'm using the selfie camera like this to record myself, don't look at yourself in the middle. You have to look at this little green dot. I don't know if you can see that. The little green dot here, that's where the camera is. So you have to look at that. Otherwise, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like I'm looking off to the side because I'm actually looking at myself and not at the camera lens, right? So I never use that camera anyways. I always use this camera because I find that a whole lot easier. If I'm looking at that, I know it's one of those three lenses there, and if I look in that general direction, it'll look like I'm looking at you when you watch the video back. So be careful of that if you're using a phone, a Samsung or an iPhone or whatever. Be aware of that. Body text, main part of the text. Yeah, I finally got that. Your picture is perfect. Where can we see your camera settings? Have I done a video on that? I don't know if I have. But I just use, so I'm using a Sony A6400 camera on this. That camera is a Sony ZV-E10. They're basically the same. That one's about 2 years newer. But they're both set at regular picture profile, like just standard, right? I'm not using any S-Log or anything like that. And I'm not doing any color grading other than what I just showed you after the fact. It's just standard picture profile. I have white balance set to auto, so auto white balance, okay? You know, they say you should set that, but if you're in a controlled environment like I am here, I have curtains drawn on the window, so no extra lights getting in. And that's only really an issue if the light could be changing. Like if it's a cloudy day, and sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes it's sunny, then things are changing. That could mess with your settings a little bit. But I got the curtains drawn. I've got these lights set up and auto white balance. What else do I have? Oh, I'm filming at well, actually, no. What you're seeing is live, so it's 1080p, 30 frames per second. When I make videos that you watch on YouTube, I film at 4K, also 30 frames per second. And when you film at 30 frames per second, you want to set your shutter speed to 1/60. So 1 double your frame rate. That is like a rule of thumb. I'm not an expert in this stuff, but that's what I've learned. But that is what will give you the most natural looking video. So like if you do something like this, you see my fingers are blurry if I'm moving them fast like this. If I set the shutter speed to way high, like 1/250, 1/1000, whatever, really high, then you'll be able to freeze frame your video at any point and get a crystal clear picture of my hand. Whereas now at 1/60, it'll be blurry if I freeze frame it. But your eyes naturally see motion blur, right? So you don't want it to be super high shutter speed. The only reason you'd ever want to use super high shutter speed is if you are taking photos and something might be moving and you want to make sure the photo that you catch, like if you take a burst of photos, you want it to be clear. Choose the one that you want. And if something is moving, then a high shutter speed will catch it without any blur. But we're talking video here, so that's not an issue. So 1 double your frame rate is what you want to have that set at. Yeah, that's it. Oh, ISO, I've got my ISO set to 100. Sometimes I have it set to auto, but generally it's auto when I go out. No, I don't ever take these outside. 100 is what works best with this lens. So yeah, those are my settings. Let's see. Really rings true to be talking to only one person at a time. Absolutely. Try it out. It'll really help. I find it helps a lot. Helps me a lot. One more comment came on here. Anaholic says another reason for higher shutter speed is if you are using a green screen, then you less green blur. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that. All right, there you go. If you're using a green screen. I've actually never used a green screen. I've never used one. I use Camtasia's Remove Background tool, and I've used Camtasia's Remove a Color tool before, but that's no, I've never used a green screen. I know it can be handy for sure. But yeah. That said, I'm going to stop right here, if that's okay with you guys. I want to thank you for joining me today. Stay tuned if you want to be notified when I come out with the Camera Confidence 101 mini course that's going to be selling for $19. Again, it's 7 videos. It's over 90 minutes of video, 5 main lessons, exercises. That's coming out, I'm hoping tonight, but if not, tomorrow morning sometime. If you want to be notified, then if you're not already on my mailing list, what'll get you on it is if you download one of the free things I'm offering in the description below. So the stats tracker, or what else? The success guide or success checklist, or join Creators Cove, or any of those 3 things will put you on my emailing list, and I will let you know as soon as that's ready. I'll send an email out. Okay, so it'll be that, the mini course, and the channel reviews as well. I'll be launching them together at the same time and offering them as a bundle deal for anybody who wants both. Okay? So yeah, and yeah, better late than never. Free stuff and mini courses sound good. Playing catch up. Awesome. Have a fantastic day, you too. Smash the like button if you liked this. Thanks, Lee. Sophia, good to see you again. Living right now. Have a good one. Have a good one, everybody. This is a lot of fun. I love doing these. These are fun. The next live will be next Tuesday. There's no special guest live stream on Monday. So live is Tuesday. I'm going to come out with a video before then, though. If not tomorrow, Friday, and then we'll get back to 3 videos a week. Okay? That said, thanks for stopping in, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in another video or next week's live stream. Thank you, guys. Talk to you soon.